Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome back to another video for Marvel Strike Force. Now, we're having our in-depth review tonight. This one will be our second look at M'Baku because he's seen some pretty nice changes and they certainly do improve him a lot more since the last review. Now, just to let you know, if he is worth investing in, we've got different areas to cover. We've got the general overview that includes his tags and how you unlock them. We then have a look at his stats. Next up it's the abilities, and I'll let you know how high you want to actually take them. We've got the synergies up next, and then we finish off seeing where he places in the tier list and seeing if he moves up from his previous placement. I believe it was mid level 3, so he really was quite underwhelming, but we'll start off anyway with the general overview. M'Baku then is the protector of the Wakandan team, and there's a very strong emphasis within his kit to actually run him in raids, and that's how you really have to make the most of him. Now, when we look at his tags, it's Hero, Global, Mystic, Protector and Wakanda. The only one that's really relevant and useful is the Wakanda tag, because when you pair him up with Shuri, along with the other Wakandan characters, then they really can be a sight to behold. Now, in regards to unlocking him, we've had 2 blitzes recently, so for the time being there's no other way to get him if you've missed him from those blitzes, but he will surely make his way to premium orbs, and I would imagine in time maybe a story node as well. But that's the overview, so let's have a look at his stats. We start off here with the offensive stats, and as M'Baku as a protector, these are on the lower side. His damage comes in at a D rating, his speed is way down at 88, making it an F. Now with protectors, slow speed isn't necessarily a bad thing because it means it taunts up longer. However, you do have the problem that squishy characters can get burned down before you can actually taunt if they're too slow. On his own, M'Baku falls into this category, but if you pair him up with Shuri, she can actually provide him with speed up at the start of a battle, meaning he can get that taunt off nice and early, and this really does help him a lot. So I would say that Shuri's really essential to make the most of him from a tanking perspective, and when we get further on and look at his abilities, you'll see she's really needed to enable him in every perspective almost. Now, finishing up for the offensive stats, you have Focus. This is down at an F, but it's not relevant because he's not doing any kind of cleanse or applying any kind of debuffs at all. Defensive wise then, he does really nice as you would suspect. His health and armour are both up at an A rating. You've then got his resistance, which is one of his few downsides. It's down at an E rating. This can be a bit of a problem with protector classes because it means it can be easy to slow them when they don't have their taunt up, or it can be easy to actually dispel them and remove their taunt. Now, other areas of his kit that really help him out defensively would be the fact that he can heal for 15% of his health and defense up. Under certain situations he can heal for 10% on block. We'll discuss that a lot more when we get to the abilities. He's got counter, which can stop melee chains. He's got 100% block chance when charged and up to 75% block amount as well. So defensively he does really nice. Now with that covered, let's have a look at his abilities. We start off looking at the abilities here with the passive, and this is the one ability that's actually seen a change, and it was enough to justify redoing his review. It really is great. It's Ancestral Might. So with this is maxed out at level 5. On defense up, you heal for 15% of max health, and that works very nice with his huge health pool. If you're already at max health, you gain +1 defense up. While in charged, you gain 100% block chance, and this is the part that's changed now, is that you also gain 50% block amount. Previously your block amount was actually based on your charges. Now if you've got between 1 and 5 charges, you'll still get that bonus 50% block amount on top of the 25% he already has in his kit. So that's 100% block chance with a charge, and you block 75% of the damage. Absolutely insane, amazing change this one. Now on block you'll lose 1 charge, so that's remained the same. Other changes we have here is that in raids on block you heal for 10% of max health, and this is huge. It essentially means when you're taunting up you're healing him as well as he takes damage, and due to the high block amount, you take a small amount of damage and you'll more likely heal for more. So absolutely awesome. Also in raids you gain 25% block chance as standard, so even if you don't have any charges, you've got that 1 in 4 chance for him to block, take 75% less damage and heal himself for 10%. Now this is the only real change they made to his kit. but it has completely transformed him. In regards to how high you want to take it, I would say you want to max this one out. For the basic, we have a skill here called Cudgel Slam. So with this one, you attack the primary target for 300% damage on target dodge. This could also be an evade, then you'll bonus attack for 300%. And this is quite nice in the respect that if a target does have evade, you'll do the initial attack and miss, that will eat up the evade, and then you'll do the second attack ensuring you do damage to them. Now the only difference from level 6 to 7 is 40% damage. It's single target, it's one hit, he's not really there to put out damage, so for that reason just keep this at level 6. The next ability we have here is the special. This is called Call of the Mountain, and as is the case with just about all protectors, I believe the special is the taunt move. So it's 3 turns to charge, comes fully charged. Not many instances you won't be using this at the start of a fight because you want to pull the aggro towards them. But with this, when it's maxed out at level 7, you gain taunt, you gain 2 counter, so that's great for breaking melee chains, and you gain 2 charged up to a maximum of 5. Now the only difference between level 6 and 7 is gaining 1 charged or 2 charged. Previously I would say keep it at level 6, but because now in raids you actually gain that 10% healing on block and you'll automatically block when you've got charged, I would say it's worthwhile maxing up to level 7. You're getting the 75% damage reduction on an attack, and you're also getting that 10% heal as well. Really nice, so you want to max this one out. The final ability we have here is the ultimate called Jabari Avalanche. This one takes in total it's 6 turns to charge and comes fully charged. As mentioned, you'll generally always use the taunt first, but this can be a useful one to use if you've got some summons you want to take out due to how it works. So with this enemy, you attack primary target and all adjacent targets for 320% damage. On kill, you chain to target adjacent to primary and attack that target and all adjacent targets for 320% damage. So what it essentially means, if you get a kill with the first hit on this, then you repeat the skill again, and that's why it can be very useful using it on summons, because you're all but guaranteed a kill on them. Now because you have 2 other abilities, I would say you want to max out, and then Mbaku's not there to really put out damage. I would just keep this one at level 6. You do lose 60% splash damage across all the targets, but there are far better abilities that you can actually max out, so go for level 6 for this one. And with the abilities covered, let's have a look at his synergies. When it comes to synergies then and characters that Mbaku can work well with, we don't have a great deal here because he is without a doubt set up to work in a Wakandan team alongside Shuri. She really is essential for him. Now when we look at the allies, I've got Shuri mentioned at the top there, and of course you'll pair her up with the other Wakandan characters. Because of the way his passive works, getting the heal potentially on defense up, then other characters that you could run him with if you didn't have Shuri unlocked could be Merc Riot Guard. He's got a very low cooldown on his defense up, Kingpin, and also Captain America, but really you're wanting to be farming Shuri to make the most of him. When it comes to characters you want to avoid here, we've got a list of characters that will only really be effective if he's not paired alongside Shuri. If he's with Shuri, then you're going to be in a ton of trouble. If he's on his own, he's really not that hard to lock down, and if he's outside raids, then he's even less effective. Now the characters we start off with are Ant-Man, Venom and Vision. They could all apply ability block before he can act if he's not paired up with Shuri, meaning he can't get that taunt or ultimate off. You then have Deadpool, Gamora, Killmonger, Jessica Jones and War Machine. Now what they all have in common is they have an attack that can hit multiple times, so as long as you're not in raids where he'll actually heal from blocking, then if he's got multiple charges and multiple blocks, what you can do is actually work your way and burn through them all quickly with one character, and then his defences are down for subsequent attacks. So as mentioned, these will only really be characters to avoid if he's not paired up with Shuri and you're not going up against him in raids. If you do have him with Shuri in raids, then he's an absolute god. Now next up, let's have a look and see where he places in the tier list. When it comes to Mbaku's previous rating from the 1.0 review, he was very lacklustre. He came in at a mid-level 3 character, and he was a character that I summarised as he really needed Shuri to be effective, but Shuri didn't actually need him because Captain America would have been a better tank in place of him. Now thankfully that has changed due to the small changes on his passive. It's amazing how a small change can actually make a huge impact on a character. Now I will mention when I re-rate him, he will have the R rating, so that means that his placement is based specifically on his performance in raids and synergies with other characters in raids, because he is without a doubt, with the changes to his passive, someone you want to run in raids now. So where I would actually place him with the changes, I would say that he would be as high as a high alpha character now, and again, as mentioned, this is specifically for his raid performance. If you run him without Shuri or outside of raids, he would drop way back down rating wise again, but he's been set up for raids, so that's the mode that you want to use him in, and he really will shine. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the updated in-depth review, and what you think of the updates on M'Baku as well, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.